Hey, it's Graeme from Rogues. Today I'll be taking you through a mixed breakdown of our song Swimming Pool from our upcoming album. So let's dive right into it. This is the session, roughly about 60 tracks. Let's have a look at the drums. So small beep into big beep into verse. Into chorus. So each element. Hats, big snare, clap. It's like an accent snare. Beep. And kick. Second verse is very similar. Instead of that, we just swapped out the snare. Second chorus is very similar, but it starts with this very washy cymbal at the start. Sounds kind of like someone jumping into water, so it's suitable for this song. You'd think that'd probably be a bit too much listening to it by itself, but in the context of the mix, sounds good. Bridge, nothing for the first part of the bridge, and then this. So back to the beep instead of the snare, and maybe a little bit more sparse on the hats, and similar sort of chorus groove. In terms of production, distorting the drum bus a fair amount, 50%. Just pulling out some resonant frequencies, pulling out some lows from the snares, clipping some of the big snares, just allows you to have those snares up a lot louder without them becoming sort of ear piercing. Taking out a lot of the low frequencies and mid frequencies from the hats, especially this one. I'll show you this. So without the EQ. Just sounds a lot better within the drum mix. And that's pretty much it. Let's have a look at the bass. So very mid-frequency focus. There's not a lot of like bass, low-frequency information happening in that. By the way, all of the synths in this, I think, are from Analog Lab. Me and Christian have just been using that for absolutely everything. There's just tons of options and they sound good. So very mid-frequency focus, but that just kind of sets you up for the chorus bass, which is very subby. Like a low part to that and a high. I think they're both the same patch. This one's just pitched down a lot, but there's some interesting qualities to both. This one has like a sort of growliness, which for some reason the upper one doesn't. A lot of these stems are printed from Christian. So some of the processing, there's a little bit of like side chaining you can see in the audio file as well. Some of those effects have been printed and aren't visible here. The only different part is the bridge bass. A little bit more filtered. So just taking out some of those resonant frequencies and a little bit of the highs. Taking out some of the subs in the chorus bass, which is funny. Must have been too much. Moving on to the synths. So we've got the main keys. A sort of whistly thing happening there. Reverse. Into the main keys. Just less filtered than that one. Into the chorus. There's like a lead thing happening. So you got the lead thing on the left and the bells on the right. And then you got this sort of pulsing keys. Second verse has this new keys thing for the first half. Back into the usual keys. Second chorus, the only thing different is this arpeggio. And into the bridge. Got that piano. The really jazzy keyboard thing that Christian did. It's pretty cool. Glitchy vocal thing into this sweep. And into the last chorus. The only thing different with the last is the outro bells. You'd think that attack at the very start of each note would be too much, but once you add all the drums and stuff, you don't really notice it. Processing on the bus level is Track Spacer. This is a great plugin, so it's just looking at the vocal bus. So whenever I'm singing, it's just ducking the synths a little bit, 20%. Really good plugin. Pulling out a lot of the resonant and low frequencies, which aren't needed in a lot of these. Some of them are a bit more surgical, just pulling out the sort of whistly frequencies. Bit of compression and reverb on some of them. I think that's mainly for the bridge. Pancake, which sort of, just auto pans it from the left to the right speaker for some of them. RC20 adding a bit of distortion and wobble, and that looks like it for that. Soothe is being used for the synth solo, just because there's so many notes in the solo. It's a little bit easier than going through manually and pulling out frequencies. That's pretty much it for the synths. Let's have a look at the vocals.
Trying hard to fight it, the water keeps on rising, but there's a voice inside me. Will it be alright, the drifting of the tide, the coming of the night, the dark before the light? I'm trying to hide before it finds me.
So So there's a bit of like timing and pitch editing that I've done in a different session. There's compression, a lot of compression. I'm boosting the highs, so it's emphasizing all the sh sounds. It's kind of acting as a de-esser as well, which is a cool trick for this plugin. You could do the same thing with two different plugins. Pulling out some of the mid frequencies in my voice and the lows, putting a bit of chorus on the verse, just adding a bit of interest. Delay, which is actually ducking, so whenever I'm singing you're not actually hearing much of those delay trails, which is cool. Kind of cleans up the vocals. It's only when I stop singing that the volume of those delays come up. Same thing with the reverb. So I've built this thing in here. All the vocals are going to this reverb bus, where I've kind of sending it into this vintage verb, pulling out all the mid frequencies in the middle, so it just kind of pushes the reverb out to the sides, so it sounds really wide. But the main trick is this compressor, so it's looking at a vocal bus. Whenever the vocals are actually singing, the volume of the reverb is a lot lower, and then I stop singing and you hear all those nice sort of reverb trails come up. Let's have a look at the chorus.
And the waves come in, washing over my skin. Just pretend, keep on kicking, you're swimming in the deep end.
So just the backings.
Turn me on my head.
Second chorus has just a lot more doubles.
And the waves come in.
They're all mixed at a very low level compared to the main lead though. The last chorus has a bunch of harmonies come in.
And the waves come in, washing over my skin. Just pretend, keep on kicking, you're swimming in the deep end.
And the ad-libs that come in.
Waves come in, washing over my skin. Just pretend, keep on kicking, you're swimming in the deep end. Turn me on my head. Just pretend, keep on kicking, you're swimming in the deep end.
There's a big delay trail at the end.
Swimming in the deep end.
So it just holds that delay into the outro. There's a few vocal effects scattered throughout. And same with these. And this one. And these ones.
And the waves
just to build you up into the choruses. There's this bridge choir thing. I'll just mute that one.
let go. Don't know. These thoughts float around inside. They walk. I keep sinking.
So that choir thing was probably another 10 or so backing vocals, but I've just bounced them down to just one file just to stop this session becoming too hectic. A bit of distortion on the bridge lead vocal. That's pretty much it. On the vocal bass, there's a couple of small things happening there, but not very much. That's just picking up a few mouth clicks. This is just controlling some of the dynamics in the high frequency part of my voice, and just tightening up a little bit more. I've got a similar sort of EQ on every single vocal track, but I think maybe I felt it needed a little bit more. On the track level, we've been through all that. There's distortion on some of them. little altar boy for some of those stutter, low pitch down effects. It's actually the formant which is going down, not the pitch, and tons of drive in them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's have a listen.
Washing over my skin. Just pretend, keep on kicking. You're swimming in the deep end.
So that's pretty much it. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, let us know. We're planning to do a few more of these for the other songs, so it should be a bit of fun. Yeah, thank you. See you next time.